How you going?
Well, really good. Really into it.
Yeah, well, let's get on with other things.
Yeah, what are we going to do?
Well, let's talk to Kathy about the dogs.
Yeah, why not?
Kathy! Kathy! Kathy!
There's been a lot of great questions in regards to dog behaviour that have been sent in lately, and this week we're going to be dealing with a couple of them. First of all, we have a problem with these. Anne-Marie wrote in to tell us that her dog is refusing to use the doggy door. This is Milo, and he's got a similar problem with not wanting to go through the doggy door. So let's see what we can do to help him out a bit more. One of the most important things is to see where it's actually been positioned in the solid door frame. And this one is positioned quite well, because if it's up too high, it does make it more challenging for Milo to come in and out of. So we've ruled that out, and that's really good. And the other thing to look at too, that Milo's nice and healthy and that there's no medical reasons why he wouldn't be using the doggy door. And he's a nice and healthy boy. So as you can see, Milo really doesn't like the door, and the only way that he'll go through it is if we prop the door open. A lot of dogs will have trouble with the door and what it's actually made out of. So what I like to do is remove the permanent door for now and replace it with something a bit more dog friendly, like a shade cloth, because it's a lot more lighter for the dog to come in and out of. Once you use this to start off with, you can graduate and incorporate the permanent door at a later time. But certainly this is a really good tool to use. In addition to using some really exciting treats. Now, we've got to pay Milo handsomely for his efforts. And when I'm talking about good quality food, I'm not talking about 5-cent pieces, and this is all dry foods. So put those dry biscuits away and instead bring out the really good stuff. This is your $100 bills, and I've got a mixture of cabanossi, lamb's heart, lamb's liver, and a mixture of different salamis and polonis. So here I am with my $100 bills, and Milo's on the other side of the door, so let's see how they work for us. I'll just prop it a little bit. Good boy. Good boy. She loves his food. You can do it, Milo. You can do it. You can do it. Yay! I think we're well on our way with finding what works really well for Milo, because he's really enjoying this food. So before you know it, I'm confident that he'll be using the doggy door. Okay, here's our next question. Mike wants to know how he can deal with a dog that's obsessed with tennis balls. It's funny how different dogs are obsessed with different things, and Mocha here is very interested in tennis balls. Some dogs' drives are so strong that instead of concentrating on how to stop the behaviour, let's think about ideas on how to manage the behaviour instead. One suggestion is to not leave the balls lying around in the backyard or inside the house 24/7 for your dog to have access to, because this way there's more likelihood that you're going to trip over the ball, you're going to have your dog annoy you and pester you pretty much most of the day, and guess how your visitors are going to be welcomed? With a sloppy, saliva-filled ball in their lap. It will be crazy for me to suggest not to throw the ball for your dog, because it's obvious that they're having such a great time. But instead of being so predictable and coming to the park all the time and having these explosive sessions, how about being variable and unpredictable and take your dog for a walk in the neighbourhood on the lead without the ball? Often people throw the ball for their dog when they're being rude, just like Mocha was then. But guess what? Mocha has now sat beautifully for me, and this is when you should throw the ball. Good dog, Mocha. And here's a final tip. Solid rubber balls are better for your dog's teeth than tennis balls. Thanks heaps for your questions, and keep them coming in.